Hi, this is Sandy with a little bit of glitter, and today I've got a card using Lawn Fawn's Ta-Da Diorama die set, along with Little Bundle, and a few pieces from Oh Gnome and Extraordinary Easter. Go ahead and give me a thumbs up if you like this video. You can also subscribe to future videos by hitting that subscribe button. You can follow me on Instagram at Sandy Cogdill, or on my blog, A Little Bit of Glitter. Let's get started. I'm starting out by coloring my little pieces. I like to use Express It blend cardstock for all of my Copic coloring. I find it easier to blend on that paper. I've been using it for a long time. It is a little bit pricey, so I do either make sure I stamp the whole page or I save my little scraps for other projects. For this card, I wasn't quite sure what I needed, so I just stamped a whole bunch of images on my card and decided to color all of them. I wanted my little pieces to match the pattern paper as best as they could, so I'm using some little bit different colors than I usually do. For the blues, I'm using a BG75, BG72, and a BG70. The pinks are an RV10, RV11, RV32, and RV34. The yellows are a Y11, Y15, and Y19. The greens are YG11 and YG17, and then the gray on the little wheelbarrow is C0, C1, C2, C3, and C5. You may wonder where I got the wheelbarrow full of the little laundry, and I actually used a wheelbarrow from Oh Gnome, and then I did some masking and I added in the blanket, a couple blankets actually, and a diaper in the wheelbarrow, and then I used the laundry part of the sentiment that comes with that stamp set and stamped that on the side of the wagon. I thought I had it on video, exactly that process. I guess I just didn't turn off the camera. Sorry. Once we're done coloring all of those, I will take them to my scan and cut to be cut out, especially because now that wheelbarrow is a completely different shape than the actual die set, and if I'm going to have to cut it with my scan and cut, I may as well just do the whole project. I cut the grass out using the Ta-Da Diorama Grassy Hillside inserts, and then I went back in with a little bit of, I believe, Lucky Clover Distress Oxide to just darken up the top of that grass and just give it a little bit more dimension. For the little clothesline, I used some acetate and stamped the clothesline piece from the stamp set with some Stays-On ink and set that aside to dry. And then I cut out my little clothesline pulls and the little clothespins out of some wood grain cardstock. For this card, I'm using an older Lawn Fawn pattern paper. I'm using 2 sheets out of the Spring Fling collection, the blue and the green, and then a piece of Perfectly Plaid Remix for the actual frame of the diorama. This is the first time I have made a Ta-Da diorama, and I did watch the Lawn Fawn video that came out when the die was released. I do that very often just because I can't always remember exactly how things go together, but there's also some really great tips that they give you as they're going through on the tutorial. So I highly suggest watching that. I will try to remember to put a link in the comments if you want to go and find that tutorial. So I'm going to start with the back layer first on this. I've glued my clothesline poles to the back insert, and then I glued my clothesline to that also, and then I'm going to adhere my little outfits on that clothesline, and then do a little bit of embellishment with some flowers and some chicks and some little birds, and then I'm going to go ahead and get that inserted into the diorama. As I was assembling this, I did find that you really have to plan out where you're putting those pieces on your inserts. If you put them too far out to the sides, then your diorama won't close. So that did take a little bit of playing around. I would highly recommend using glue tape to figure out where those spots are that you need to place those pieces. And then if you want to go back in and use liquid glue, I'm kind of a liquid glue person, then you can do that. But if you glue those down with liquid glue and they aren't in the right spot, your diorama will not close. I had quite a struggle session over getting those in the right spot. I would have liked to have added more to that front insert other than just the wheelbarrow, but at that point it was getting way too crowded to try to put extra pieces in there, so I just settled with putting the wheelbarrow in the center of that front insert and figured I could decorate the frame of the diorama with more pieces. Now that I have the diorama all put together, I wanted to put it on a larger card base. You can either just leave it small like that and make the card, or put it on a larger card base. I'm using the standard size of 5.5 by 4.25. I wanted to place that at the bottom of that card panel so that when you opened it up, you could actually rest it on a surface to leave it open so that you could see the whole scene. So I'm going to adhere that to the bottom of that card panel, and then that left me some space on the top also to put the sentiment on, which I don't think I would have had I centered that piece in the center of the card base. Now that everything is assembled, I went ahead and glued on the extra little pieces of clothing, little sleepers and the hats and the bibs, on the two front panels that pull out of the diorama. And then for the sentiment, I just used the sentiment that was in the little bundle stamp set, and I popped that up on some foam tape, and then just used another part of that sentiment and glued that onto the front frame. The front frame also has my little chicks and my little flowers and some little socks in there, I think, just to kind of finalize and tie everything together. My goodness, this is such a cute little card. It would be such a fun one to send to announce a new addition to the family. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed following this process. Again, if you like the video, give me a thumbs up. You can also subscribe to future videos by hitting that subscribe button. You can also follow me on Instagram at Sandy Cogdill or on my blog, A Little Bit of Glitter. Thanks for stopping by, and I hope you have a great day.